University. We are located in Karen, and we were established 40 years ago, 1983, as Nairobi Evangelical Graduate School of Theology, offering postgraduate programs. We were chartered on 4th March 2011. Currently, we have 35 accredited programs by the Commission for University Education and about 18 TVET programs, a diploma and certificate. And we integrate faith and life and learning in all our programs. And we have about 2,400 students. We have 40 nationalities at Africa International University.
Wow.
Globally.
All right.
Yeah, thank
It's
you.
a global community. I
Yeah,
see.
thank
All right.
you.
Thank you. Thank you so much once again for coming on board. So, yesterday was International Day of Education, and we thought it important to talk about Matters Career because even as we speak, there are people who are seeking to join either for the first time to begin their careers or to even advance their careers. So, when it comes to Matters Career Choice, how important is it, and could you tell us the impact it has on an individual's life?
Thank you, Sharon. Career choices for especially our students is very, very important because many students end up in the university actually doing a course that after 2 years they find that this is not the course that I wanted. I was not meant for this. So it is very, very important for us to prepare our students, not only in university, but also at, um, junior secondary and also, secondary level. And as I just want to mention that the Ministry of Education, about 5 years ago, employed all universities to have actually career and student placement offices within the university. And this one is supposed to not only prepare the students so that they can actually shape up and understand what they should be, but also to link up with the industry so that we can have mentors, experts from the industry coming to talk to our students so that they understand the career trends and also the career path that they are about to do. Because as personally, I believe that there is no good course or worst course. All courses are good. It depends on how actually you go through the course and how you hone your skills and knowledge and how you prepare for the market. So it is very important for all of us, students especially, those who have finished Form 4, they have the results now to really think about the careers. And as Africa International University, we are linking up with very many institutions, secondary schools and other institutions to really talk to students and actually prepare them on the choices that they are made or about to make. So it is very important because career choices is about self-awareness and actually knowing who you are and what you want to do so that at least you hone and prepare yourself. You have a passion. For example, if I ask you, Sharon, maybe when you are in primary school, you thought I'll be a soldier, I'll be a police, I'll be an engineer, I'll be a medical. But as you grow up,
You got
then
it
you
right.
realize that you are changing, you change trends. And you see, I want to also appreciate secondary schools because I see they are doing a lot of work preparing the students. But it's not enough because, university is very dynamic. And of course, the courses are very dynamic. They change each and every day. And there are very many things that we need to consider when actually you are going to do a course. And, you must have the passion. You must understand what you want to be. And that's why it is important for us to talk about career choices. Yeah.
Right, thank you. And what just on that same very same point, what do I consider? Passion is one of the things you mentioned when I'm choosing a career. What else do I look out for when I'm choosing a career?
It is very, very important to look at you as a person, as an individual. What exactly do you want to be? And I also want to say that There are career guidance outside there.
Okay.
Many professional places where you go through a process, either filling it online and all that, and actually it can tell you your strength in terms of, are you somebody who is hands-on? Are you somebody who is what kind of person are you? A social person, communicator, and all that. But it is important as you are choosing the career just to think around that career, because I believe in secondary schools I've been in one where I've participated, and I saw in that school they invited all diversity of experts,
Yeah.
including pilots. Pilots, seasoned pilots with Kenya Airways. They invited medical doctors. They invited ICT experts. They invited social development, workers, experts. And of course, through that, then, they divided students into, what do you want to be?
Yeah.
So those who are in IT, they went to IT. Those who wanted to be aeronautical engineers or pilots, they went. And I believe this is the best way. I think this starts at, high school. Because remember that students are doing 8 courses. So sometimes you want to score an A, but after scoring an A, you don't even know which path to take.
Yeah.
You have an A here, you actually, and of course there is also pressure from the parents.
Oh,
Sometimes
yes.
parents say, I want my child to be a medical doctor. So they keep on talking about medical, field. And a child will do it not because that child has a passion. But as even we prepare ourselves, especially at secondary school, it is always good to expose our children. It is good also, even after finishing Form 4, to even take them to those industries. I know personally, when my child wanted to do medical, he wanted to be a doctor. But I was not very sure that he was going to be a doctor
Okay.
because I knew her. And out of the way, after starting, the program at University of Nairobi, he told me, I don't think this is what I want to do.
Okay.
And you have to listen to your child.
Yeah.
So I asked, what do you want to be? Say, I want to a health science course, but not
A medical.
a medical. Because, of course, there are things like anatomy. You have to go to to dissect the bodies and all that.
Yeah.
And probably you are not meant for that. You have to see blood. Probably you fear that. So really, we need to prepare our children. And one way of doing it is actually exposing them in high school. Also, when they come to universities, especially in first year, we need to have a lot of mentorship. In Africa International University, we have a career and student placement, coordinator. We have a mentorship program, which is so elaborate. And actually, we mentor our students so that they understand. For example, you have been admitted to do development studies. And actually, your choice was not that. So you end up coming not really knowing what you want to be.
Yeah.
But it is always good for us, at the university, to really mentor that person in first year, those introductory courses, but also trying to mentor them so that they understand exactly what is it, the development studies. Where am I going to end up? So that they build passion and actually engage. It is actually a journey. It is a journey.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
I like that you gave a very personal example and you talked about your child said they want this. You didn't tell them, no, you can't do it. You thought they were meant for something else, but you did not discourage them. And I've heard of stories where children come and they feel like I'm done with the 4 years, if it was a degree, for example, and now I don't know what to do because this is not. I have realized is there a time that is too late for one to actually go back, retract?
When you realize that this is not, I thought, when you hear aeronautical engineer, it's good to hear about it. But of course, what entails an aeronautical engineer
Yeah.
may not be what you are expecting. So
Okay.
once you start the course, then you realize it's very rigorous. There are a lot of expectations from you, and you realize that you cannot do it. So really, I think the best for us is to mentor, because universities normally give students 2 weeks
Yeah.
to change the courses. And that 2 weeks is not enough. But I think as universities, we need to do much more, so that as we receive the first years into the university, then we prepare them before even they change those courses. We have a session with them where we talk with them,
Yeah.
we mentor them, we introduce the courses. And if we do that at Africa International University, we have very comprehensive orientation program, inducting them so that they understand the courses that they want to do. It is not enough, because after one semester you may realize that I don't have that passion, and you see student now not even attending classes. So we need to follow up with those mentorship each and every week,
All right.
so that they understand. Coming back to my own daughter, she told me that I think this is not the line, and I understood it very well. And let me tell you, when she changed to what she wanted to do in health sciences, she's now doing a master's in biostatistics, and she wants to pursue data science. She has excelled in that area. So if you don't listen to your child, a child will complete that degree, and I've seen that. A child completing computer science and telling the dad that this is not what I wanted. I wanted to do art. And that one I saw. And the father had to really come back and say, what do we do?
Yeah.
So they took the child to Italy to just go and tour and see the art, galleries in Italy,
Yeah.
before now pursuing. So you see, it can be very costly for the child, the peer pressure, and also the parents. So we should allow our children to choose what they want.
All right.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Very well put. In today's, rapidly changing world, careers are evolving every now and then. What would you advise, in regards to this, the evolving job market? Things are changing. Careers that were relevant probably 10 years ago are no longer relevant.
First, of course, is universities to prepare students with to hone their skills and knowledge,
Okay.
and actually to train for the real world, because the world there is very dynamic. So we should be able to be reviewing our curriculum, to suit the trends, in the market, and also trying to expose students having those internship, not only students, but also our own faculty. You can review a curriculum which you cannot deliver because the faculty was trained long time ago.
Yeah.
So we need to actually have partnership with the industry, where our own faculty are actually placed in the industry for about 3 months, so that they can actually come back and try and be able to deliver the curriculum. Many years back, my colleague left because we had reviewed the curriculum and say, let me go back to the industry and work. Then I come back because I can't deliver this curriculum. So we should provide that. And then partnership with the industry. Having the industry to come, and also internship. Internship are very, very important, where students actually are exposed outside there.
Yeah.
But more so once you finish, because the industry is very, very dynamic, is that it is continuous, lifelong, learning. There are so many Coursera courses. I'll just pick one area, which is data science. Data science is not so old, but now it's very dynamic. We have health data science and other, areas of data science. So if you are doing data science, there are so many Coursera courses, online courses, that you can do, and actually they are cheap. Some are free. Is only that once you go through them and you want a certificate, then you can pay some few dollars, maybe about 5,000 Kenya shillings to get a certificate. So you keep on doing those online courses. And I want to also give an example where recently the same child, my daughter, attended an interview, and she had just graduated. And many people had graduated many years. But because over COVID, she did a lot of those Coursera courses and a lot of those courses. Then, the hospital considered her because of that. So my advice is that the world is very dynamic. The trends within, especially the industry, is actually moving fast. So one thing is that we need to embrace those online courses. We need also to improve on our digital literacy skills, which is very, very important. We are now working in a global world. You don't need to go to Mexico to work. You can work from here. You can have an office here and still, So we need to have those digital literacy skills. And so mine is to employ that once, of course, you graduate, before even you graduate from the university, have additional papers that can take you out there.
Right.
And of course, it is good also for the universities to advise their own students on which courses to take. For example, if I am doing an ICT course, that is very, very dynamic, and there are so many ways. There are so many online jobs and so many. And you look at our youth, they complete universities, there are no jobs. So once you have the digital skills and literacy skills, and actually you can work online, you can actually get jobs. But also another way is, employability is competition out there. A lot of competition.
Right.
So I always employ our students to volunteer in institutions where they can get on some skills. Even if they cannot get internship, because internship is about paying, then they can actually volunteer in many organizations in the industry, so that they can actually be prepared, for the job market, even before they get a job. So one is lifelong skills and knowledge by doing those online courses. Secondly is volunteering. Thirdly, of course, is networks, having mentors, because students are assigned mentors. So don't forget those mentors, and actually look for those mentors not only within the faculty, but get those networks through your faculty. Because I remember that in one of the schools that I've been, the mentors that were mentoring students in health sciences were not only from Kenya, they were from Australia, from US. So they are assigned mentors. So those networks are very, very important.
Right.
Because professional mentoring, then you grow, in that particular profession.
Right.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Now, many people face, many challenges when it comes to career choices. What are some of the obstacles you have, as one who has been in the industry for a while, you have noticed that students encounter, and how can they deal with some of these challenges?
One, of course, is very important is just self-awareness. Just knowing who you are and what you want to be.
How does one, Professor, how does one become self-aware?
One way, of course, is self-awareness also come by exposure. So it is actually about, I've talked about through career talks, career fairs.
Okay.
Then you see, as you go through those career fairs, career talks with information, then actually with utilizing that information, you can actually know what kind of person you are.
Right.
And then secondly, of course, there are career guidance online. So you can actually go through online and actually fill even, some forms, and actually see what you score and what exactly you are. And you must be very objective. And when you become self-aware of your skills, and I'll also go back to say that it is good to have experience, because I'm a parent. I talked about one, but the other one was doing engineering.
Okay.
So, but at some point I say, this daughter of mine cannot even change a globe. And now he's doing electrical engineering. So one day she said, I'm a business person, I'm a marketer. And I allowed that. We changed the course again.
Wow. Okay.
You get it?
Yes.
So that self-awareness is very important, because when she did that, that child was actually employed before graduating. And the university had to give her special exam because already she had employment.
Wow.
And of course, when you change courses, you have that passion. So self-awareness is very, very important. Then secondly, of course, the challenges is the peer pressure.
Yeah.
You grow up knowing that I want to be an engineer. Even now, when you struggle with physics, you struggle with mathematics, and you don't make it, then you become so discouraged, because your friend is now, or your friends are doing engineering. So that one again, of course, children require a lot of information, a lot of encouragement, so that they don't give up what they wanted to do.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you want to do computer science, but of course at Form 4, you find that you have A's, but computer science, you have a C+. Then you give up because of C+. So really it's about motivation and encouraging that person that not all is lost, because each grade counts for, and actually not all is lost. You can still pursue not only computer science, you can pursue health informatics and actually do a lot of computer analytics and data analytics in health science, and still, utilize the skills that you really wanted.
Right.
So not all is lost. You can do agriculture, but still pursue agricultural information or informatics and be, somebody. So really, what I'm saying is that peer pressure also, self-awareness, and then parents telling their children to do ABCD.
Yeah.
And it is very hurting, because there are many incidents in universities that we have had where a child can call a parent at 3 o'clock. I've heard that, and say, I don't want this course. This is your course. 3 o'clock at night. So really, it is parents should allow their children. You just give information and allow your child to choose what really they want.
Yeah.
Somebody can finish medicine. I've seen that, and say, no, I'm a communicator. And that person is working now with CNN in communication, and he did medicine. So really, but medicine is not lost, because he's now doing health-related issues.
Right.
So I'm saying that we should allow our children as parents to choose. Then the other one is, of course, discouragement. You choose a course like geospatial, for example, and in the middle there you find that this is geography and this is survey, this one is not actually good for me.
Yeah.
Then I've seen where students, parents come and say, my child has not been in school for the last semester. What can I do? Because they don't know that they are just in the university. They get discouraged. So mine is to encourage also the faculty members and the staff to follow their students in, and each one of them, because they have strength.
Yeah.
Everyone has potential, because God created us with potential, and we should utilize that. So we should encourage those ones who are actually getting depressed and talk to them so that they can hone their skills.
Right. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much, Professor Joseph, helping us on the conversation of career choice. And we want to take a very quick break right now, but we'll be back in a few moments. If you have a question or comment, this is the right time to send it. 20933 is our SMS line. 0717 400 555 is our WhatsApp line.
Listen and live on 93.3 FM in Nairobi, 93.9 Western Kenya, and 101.9 Mombasa.
We were getting to our business news, but we believe that we are okay now, right? So welcome back as we continue with the conversation on career choices. And with me in studio today is Professor Joseph Kiplang'at, DVC at AIU. And we are going on well so far, and I appreciate your questions. Professor, maybe we can answer a few questions before we continue with our conversation. And we start off with this one who says, I am a fourth year Bachelor of Arts student and I want to get into education. Please advise.
Thank you very much, Sharon.
Yeah.
My advice is that first, if you are a fourth year student already pursuing a Bachelor of Arts, it will be good for you to complete that particular program. There is no knowledge that is actually a waste because you can actually complete that particular program and do a postgraduate diploma in education, which can actually prepare you. And now with the CBC, we are actually changing the way we are training teachers. So in other words, this person will be very, very useful in subject specialist, depending on what subjects he's doing. He can be a history teacher. He can be actually a geography teacher, depending on the Bachelor of Arts that he has actually is doing.
Yeah.
Because CBC will accommodate this person. And that one, I guarantee him that he's good to go. He just complete Bachelor of Arts and be able to do a postgraduate diploma and prepare himself for the CBC, the change of, we are now talking about competency-based education.
Yeah.
So I believe is in, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you.
There you go. I hope
But,
that is.
the other thing is that, as we move the issues of change of career,
Yeah.
we should actually look at the trends, international trends.
All right.
We should be able to adapt to the market. And my advice is that you may actually complete that particular Bachelor of Arts and you find that you are no longer interested in education. So you can pursue other lines because for me, with the Bachelor of Arts, you can still pursue other courses because as you do specialization at master's or postgraduate diploma, you can actually do other areas which can enhance your career options.
Right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Professor. Let's get to this one who asks a professor to speak about early talent identification so that learners can discover their vocations early enough. Is the CBC heading towards this?
Thank you very much. CBC is very dynamic. It's a curriculum that, if you look at it, the countries that actually have gone through CBCs like Finland, they are doing very well.
Yeah.
In fact, Finland, they have the best education, I can say, in the world, maybe currently. So really, talent is very important. And universities, I've just talked about career and student placement officers within the universities.
Yeah.
One of the key issue is actually talent identification.
Right.
So they actually partner with other organizations such as Safaricom. Safaricom have a talent manager and other institutions so that they can work together and actually identify some of the attributes with students.
Right.
And one of the ways also is that universities are very dynamic. We have extracurriculum activities. We have music, drama, we have sports, where also you can hone your skills and actually identify your talents. We have very many other options within the university where you can actually identify your talent. Many universities now have radio stations. They have TV stations. Not only to the communicators, those who are being trained to be journalists, but actually to hone skills because you may be doing a BA and you realize that I'm a very good newscaster.
Right.
So really you develop your talent within the university. So universities are becoming more dynamic, and with the Office of Career and Student Placement, we have that as a very, very key component. And then of course there are very many other areas within the university. Universities now are having student mobility where they can pursue exchange programs. You can go to Europe, you can go to America. And through that exchange also, you may find that you discover something else that you didn't have. So by exposing them out there, exposing them to the industry through the internship, then you find that I thought I was this, but now I realize that I can do this better.
Yeah.
I can work with the CNC machine if I'm doing mechanical engineering. Actually, I can do this better or this better.
Right.
So really, I think universities are dynamic, and of course, is a place to discover your talents.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor. Let's ask another one. I studied hospitality management. I realized very late that this wasn't what I wanted to do. I love to cook, and as a person, I am hospitable, but I always wanted to study nursing. There is a lot of reasons why I couldn't change my course in time. Do I still have a chance to pursue nursing?
Yeah, thank you very much. I've said that each and every course is actually very unique by itself.
Yeah.
For me, hospitality is a good course. But if you want to pursue it, you can actually do nutrition and dietetics at master's level and still work in a hospital if you wanted to work in a hospital setup.
Right.
And actually be that nurse who will actually be able to advise patients. Patients who, have different ways, lifestyle, diseases, and all that. You are actually the person who should be consulted in the hospital. So it is not late. For me, nothing is late. It depends on what are your career goals. So I have hospitality. I can actually do nutrition and dietetics. And within that, I can even do it in a more, in a school of public health.
Right.
And within that, it prepares me to work in the hospital.
Wow.
Not as a nurse per se,
Right.
but as a nurse in terms of nutrition, values
Right.
to the patient.
All right.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Well said. Professor, time fails us. Time is pretty much well spent. We have less than 2 minutes. How do we wrap this up? What would be your final remarks? B.
Yeah, thank you. I want to just mention the future of work. The work is very dynamic.
Yes.
As we talk now, because of technology, there is now shared workforce.
Okay.
You can work online and, still have meetings virtually with, a farm in Australia,
Yeah.
Malaysia, and all that.
Yeah.
So we should actually be able to understand shared workforce, working remotely, which requires our youth to have digital literacy skills, which the county governments, also universities, are trying to enhance. And you have seen the Ministry of ICT really working on that. They have opened up digital centers in TVET institutions.
Right.
So universities actually are doing that. Technology-driven work is now the work environment is the way to go, whereby irrespective of the areas that we are in, even when you have seen smart agriculture, it is now there.
Right.
Yeah, so in every sector, livestock and all that, we are now talking about technology-driven, work environment.
Right.
Then again, the lastly is time-based payment. We no longer don't look for salaries. I have a young man who dropped out from actuarial science, but as we talk now, he is doing very well. By the way, I look at him staying in Runda and doing work online. So time-based payment,
Yeah.
So don't think about salaries
Yes.
at the end of the month. Work for a job and keep on consulting for different firms.
Right.
But these require you to hone your skills and be on top of your career. If I'm doing data science, not just data science, you have to look at the area that you want to pursue.
Yeah.
So my parting shot is that each and every course is good, but you must carve a niche for yourself. You must be a specialist in something so that when they are looking for this, you have a niche area which you are so passionate about.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Wow. Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much, Professor Joseph Kiplang'at, DVC academics and research at AIU. Such an insightful conversation. We appreciate you once again.
Thank you very much, Sharon. I appreciate
Right.
your invitation. I am really honored and privileged to be here this morning.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, and God bless you.
Amen. And God bless you too, sir. Thank you for coming. What a powerful conversation that was. You can catch this once again across our social media platforms. Just you